The very next day. No, we're not doing this. Hi, welcome to Slowdown Sunshine. I'm Ashley, and I'm going to tell you a story today that's been on my heart to share, perhaps the most irresponsible decision that I've ever made, if viewed from society or external people, others, and yet it was a huge leap of faith that worked out, as leaps of faith often do. And if you've ever done a leap of faith and it's totally taken you where you are today, tell me a story below. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear them. I love hearing about leaps of faith that people take, because that's where the essence of life is, and the essence of why we're here, why you're here, why I'm here. About 4.5 years ago, before Rosie was born, I was married to her dad. At that point, in that moment in time, I was the sole breadwinner for our family of 5, soon to be 6. Because 3 of his kids lived with us too. You probably don't know this. I'm a civil engineer. I'm a professional civil engineer. I'm registered in, well, the number of states is going down because I'm not renewing my licenses, but I'm a professional civil engineer. And I worked at an engineering job. I sat at a desk. I looked at computers all day. I hated it. There were pieces of my job that I really did enjoy, but there was a lot that I hated. In particular, the company that I was working for at the time was just very toxic, very money driven, very bottom line driven, seeing their workers as a means to an end. Things were changing there, so I'm not here to bash them, and I hope that they're better, because there are some very good people there. Just like there's very good people all around the world that are stuck in shitty jobs that they hate, that they're giving their life away, they're selling their hours. So there I was, very pregnant. I knew that if I already hated my job, I would hate it more if I went back to it. I knew that I had no heartfelt intention of going back to that job. So I told them that. I told my boss that. And my husband and I were launching a lawn care and landscaping company, and I needed time to figure that out. I ended up working part-time, set up the company, started to get things going. It was gaining traction. Had my beautiful baby, who you all know, she's gorgeous and perfect and amazing in every way, shape, and form. Fast forward to she's 2 months old. The grass company's not yet funding our entire family, because that's not how that type of business works. And I was limited by other factors. So it came the point where I was like, F this, like I am gonna have to go back to work. Like bills have to be paid. The mortgage needs to be paid. I need to put food on the table. I am now caring for a family of 6. I'm gonna have to go back to that job. So this story doesn't have anything to do with van life, and it has everything to do with van life and living the life that you're dreaming of right now. So there I was, 2 months postpartum, beautiful baby girl, and I'm facing going back to work at a job that I hate, but it pays well. And I got really depressed. I felt like I was betraying myself. I felt like hopeless and helpless. I felt like I was doing the only thing that I could do at the time, yet I knew it wasn't right. And when I say right, I don't mean right, wrong, good, or bad. I knew it wasn't right for me. I knew it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing, like from my heart, from my soul, from my spirit, from God. I knew it wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. It was what made sense. And often the path, the heartfelt path that we're each given, it doesn't make sense because it's not supposed to. It's not there to make sense. So after 2, perhaps 3 days of utter bottom of the barrel depression, and yes, I understand it was just a couple of days, it was enough for me to stand up to myself and be like, no, we're not doing this. We are not going back to that job. I decided that I am responsible for my own happiness. I'm responsible for my own life. I'm responsible for all of that. And that means the ability to respond and the freedom to choose how to respond. And in that moment, I decided that there was nothing that made sense about paying someone else to raise my beautiful baby girl so that I could go to a job that I hated. There was nothing about that made sense. So I didn't. I drew a line in the sand with myself, and this is all in my mind. I don't think I even spoke this out loud. I wasn't journaling at the time. I don't think any of this actually left my mind. So this was all in my mind, this conversation, this decision, this line in the sand. And I immediately felt better, lighter, like I had options. I decided I will eat through all of my savings if I have to. I will go into debt. I will climb up and bark up and beg up whatever tree I have to keep food on the table, to keep my house, while I build this other business, while I do this other thing to get things moving, because there was nothing that made sense about paying someone else to raise my beautiful daughter while I went back to a job that I hated. So with that line drawn in my reality, right, in my mental space, the very next day, we always have more options than we even know about. You always have more options than you even know. The very next day, I got a message from an old acquaintance, the husband of an old good friend. We all went to college together. He said, "Hey, I don't know what you're doing these days, but my dad needs some help." His dad's a civil engineer. "My dad needs some help. I didn't know if you were available for that right now." And I was like, what? Totally out of the blue. Hadn't talked to this guy in years. And he contacts me out of the blue with that. I call him. We talk about it. His dad owns his own company. It's just him and this other guy. The other guy is older and he's got some health issues. He's not able to do the design work that he needs. It's the specific type of design work that I do. Water design, water resources, hydraulics and stuff like that. And Johnny was like, "Do you have experience doing that?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." And their office was 5 minutes from my house. I went there, I took Rosie with me, we talked about what it looked like, and it was the perfect solution. I created my own LLC, I contracted with them as a subcontractor, I would go and work for them and help them out with stuff when I could, when the hours worked. I wasn't there at 8 a.m., I did not leave at 5 p.m., I did it as I could, and I brought this little nugget with me. So I contracted with them, went to work in their office using their computers, their software, and I brought my daughter with me. And I did that. And then I found another company to do the same with. And I alternated between the two, and I worked about 20 hours a week. And that was enough, combined with the grass company, to sustain my family. So that story has been on my heart because I know that there are tons of people out there that are in jobs that they hate, specifically women, specifically mamas, specifically new mamas or maybe pregnant mamas, and you think that there's no other way. You think that there's no other way. You think that there aren't any options, and I'm telling you, there are always more options than you know. Maybe they're swirling around you, like waiting for you to just be like, I'm ready. I don't want to do this anymore. What else is there? What other options are there? And I'm telling you, there are always more options than you know. And maybe this is your sign to take that leap of faith, because you never know what could work out. So if you liked this, I have so many more stories and so many more things to share with the world. And if you like this, please leave me a comment below and give me a like and consider subscribing as we continue on our journey of our beautiful travels, me and her. Obviously things have changed. We're not a family of 6 anymore, but life is still beautiful, and I wish you guys nothing but love and joy. Now get outside and put your feet in the grass and take a breath of fresh air and live your life. Much love.